Imagine a world of private jets and sprawling mansions. Champagne flows freely, and every whim is catered to without a second thought. This is a realm where luxury knows no bounds and opulence is the norm. Diamonds sparkle under the chandeliers, casting a dazzling light on everything they touch. The sheer extravagance is almost blinding. This is the world of the ultra-rich, a world where money seems to breed itself. Here, wealth is not just a means to an end but a way of life, a status symbol that sets them apart. Now picture another reality. Families struggle to put food on the table, their fridges often empty and their hopes dwindling. The contrast is stark and heartbreaking. A single medical bill can spell financial ruin, pushing them further into the abyss of poverty. The fear of unexpected expenses looms large. The gap between these two worlds, it's growing wider by the day. The divide is not just economic but also social and emotional. This isn't just a matter of envy or resentment. It's about fundamental fairness and the very soul of our society. The question of justice and equality is at the heart of this divide. When so much wealth is concentrated in the hands of so few, it warps our economy, corrupts our democracy, and undermines the very idea of equal opportunity. The influence of the wealthy extends far beyond their bank accounts. The truth is, the game is rigged. The rules are written by the wealthy and powerful, for the wealthy and powerful. This systemic bias perpetuates the cycle of inequality. And until we change the rules, the cycle of inequality will continue to spin. It's up to us to demand a fairer system, one that offers equal opportunities for all. The statistics paint a stark picture. The richest 1% of Americans now own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. Let that sink in for a moment. The top 0.1% control more wealth than at any time since the Great Depression. Meanwhile, wages for the average worker have stagnated for decades, barely keeping pace with inflation. This isn't a natural phenomenon. It's the result of deliberate policy choices that have favored the wealthy at the expense of everyone else. Tax cuts for the rich, deregulation of Wall Street, and attacks on unions have all contributed to this growing divide. The consequences are far-reaching. Rising inequality fuels social unrest, undermines economic growth, and erodes trust in our institutions. It creates a society where opportunities are determined by birth, not by talent or hard work. One of the most egregious ways the system is rigged is through our tax code. The complexity and intricacies of the tax laws are often exploited by those who have the resources to navigate them. The wealthy benefit from a complex web of loopholes and deductions, which are often hidden in the fine print and require expert knowledge to uncover. These loopholes allow them to pay a lower effective tax rate than many middle-class families, who don't have the same access to sophisticated tax planning. For example, capital gains, which are profits from the sale of assets like stocks and real estate, are taxed at a lower rate than ordinary income. This creates a significant advantage for those who can invest heavily in these areas. This lower tax rate on capital gains means that the wealthy, who derive a larger share of their income from these sources, end up paying less in taxes proportionally. This benefits the wealthy who derive a larger share of their income from these sources, further widening the gap between the rich and the rest of society. Furthermore, corporations lobby for and often obtain generous tax breaks and subsidies, which further tilt the scales in their favor. These loopholes drain billions of dollars from the public coffers, money that could be used to fund essential services, money that could be used to fund education, healthcare, and infrastructure investments that benefit everyone, not just the wealthy few. This isn't about punishing success. It's about ensuring that success contributes to the common good. It's about creating a system where everyone pays their fair share, and where the tax burden is distributed more equitably, and where the wealthy contribute in proportion to their means, helping to build a more just and balanced society for all. The political playground. The influence of money in politics further tilts the playing field in favor of the wealthy. The Supreme Court's Citizens United decision, which allows corporations and wealthy individuals to spend unlimited amounts of money on elections, has flooded our political system with corporate cash. This gives the wealthy an outsized voice in shaping the laws and regulations that govern our economy. They use their influence to lobby for policies that benefit them, such as lower taxes, deregulation, and trade deals that prioritize corporate profits over worker rights. The result is a government that is increasingly responsive to the demands of the wealthy and powerful, while the needs of ordinary citizens are ignored. This undermines our democracy and erodes public trust in our institutions. A vicious cycle. The concentration of wealth and power creates a vicious cycle. As the rich get richer, they have more resources to invest in political influence, which they use to further rig the system in their favor. This leads to even greater inequality, perpetuating the cycle. This cycle is not only morally wrong, but it is also economically unsustainable. When too much wealth is concentrated at the top, it stifles economic growth and opportunity for everyone else. Breaking this cycle requires a fundamental shift in our priorities, and a commitment to creating a more just and equitable society. We need to rewrite the rules of the game to level the playing field, and ensure that everyone has a fair shot at success. Breaking the chains. Challenging this rigged system requires bold action and unwavering commitment from all of us. We need to close the tax loopholes that benefit the wealthy and make sure that corporations and the ultra-rich pay their fair share. This means implementing fair tax policies that do not disproportionately burden the middle and lower classes. This will require overturning Citizens United and reducing the influence of money in politics. By doing so, we can ensure that our democracy is not for sale to the highest bidder, but truly represents the will of the people. We need to invest in education, healthcare, and infrastructure to create opportunities for all Americans, not just the privileged few. These investments are the foundation of a thriving society and a robust economy. This includes making college more affordable, expanding access to quality healthcare, and investing in job training programs. By doing so, we empower individuals to reach their full potential and contribute meaningfully to our communities. But most importantly, we need to change the conversation. We must shift our focus from short-term gains to long-term sustainability and equity. We need to challenge the idea that greed is good and that the wealthy are somehow more deserving than everyone else. This toxic mindset has led to vast inequalities and social unrest. We need to remind ourselves that a just and equitable society is not only morally right, but it is also essential for a strong and vibrant democracy. Together, we can break the chains of inequality and build a future where everyone has the opportunity to succeed.